Alright, so I'm currently out here in Central America, in Panama. Why am I down here in Panama, you may ask? Well, we recently picked up a client down here in Panama in the last couple months, and we are now down here shooting content for him, and hopefully down here to get more clients, because this, in contrast to where we live in Ontario, is quite the difference, and it's quite nice here, I must say. Any excuse to be in warmer weather is always a good excuse, especially when you're getting paid to do it. You like the work you do. So I'm very fortunate to be down here. So I've been here since Wednesday. It is now Monday, about to shoot later today. What the day usually looks like right now is wake up, do some work, get to some shooting, come back, maybe do a little bit more work, go over dinner, and repeat. And there is definitely some time in there to tour around, take in some of the sights, and visit some of the many places that I haven't been. First time I was here was in the summer with my buddy Braden. That was quite the experience, to be honest, because it was kind of my first time out of like North America, other than being in the States and Canada for work, and being somewhere different like Central America is definitely a new experience. Regardless, being very grateful to be here, and we've been very blessed to come down here and seek new opportunity, because ultimately I don't want to get too comfortable where I am. Definitely want to travel around and see different places, because God created this amazing earth for us to explore, and especially if we have the opportunity to. I think it's very important that we do, and not be comfortable and not, stay in one spot. About to head out about an hour to do some more shooting, so yeah, that's what's going on. How's it going, everybody? It is currently January 2nd, 2026, and beginning of a new year, beginning of new goals, new challenges to face this year. And we're currently outside, just midway through a 5K run, 2.5 kilometers in. I am now training for another marathon that will be happening in May 3rd, the Toronto Marathon. And my goal for that marathon is to hit a sub 4:15 marathon. Now, my all-time record is 4 hours and 15 minutes, and I can put it up on the screen here. That's my record marathon, and that's after, a good 3 months of consistent training. But now we have 17 weeks of training and a good 5 months of training instead of 3. So I'm expecting to go sub 4:15 or even sub 4. So that's my goal, one of my physical goals for this year. I have a lot of other goals that I'll discuss later in this video. But yeah, so far so good. Just spent yesterday honestly reflecting, January 1st, and working. Just did some editing, and I'm kind of finishing up some overflow client work, some just video editing. The goal of the whole content agency is really move away from just being a videographer and video editor into a strategic partner with brands and with individuals and personal brands and so on, and really garner and generate revenue for these businesses. So that is the goal with the entire content agency, which my fiance and I are actually stepping into more. We're actually getting into that role. We're actually getting some results for clients. And for now, I'm gonna get back, do some more work, and finish up my run here. And we'll talk about all that stuff once I'm back. So yeah, continue with the run, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Just got wrapped up with good days of work. So January 2nd. Started the day off right with reading some scripture. And then I worked on Increased Creative ESL, actually. So that website will be going live sometime this week, sometime next week. When anybody comes inbound from either social media or my social media, that is where that will come in, is having the website and having the VSL on it. Because I really do plan on increasing the amount that I put into my personal brand now that I have a better understanding of what actually works and what doesn't work on social media, what to double down on, and what content pillars I do need to have via social media to make it successful. So that's like definitely one of my big goals this year, is really pushing my personal brand, really getting it out there. But it's also clients are coming to us, you know what I mean? So I think especially as a business owner in 2026 now, it's like they want to relate to a person. They want to relate to the business owner. They want to see that, hey, you're just like everyone else. You're just like me and you. Practice what I preach, pretty much using what I do for clients and building my own personal brand as well. Tomorrow should be exciting though. I'm gonna bring you guys along and head up a boxing session with one of my clients and a very good friend of mine, and also work out with a couple other guys I know there, and one of my other best friends, Patrick's, gonna be there. So and it should be really good. And I was talking to my client on the phone last night, my friend on the phone, and we were discussing potential future business to revamp his personal brand, because I was working with him in the beginning of last year and things slowed down. He had a kid, and it was like, well, he's got to prioritize that, of course. And I even wasn't the most successful with my business at the time yet either. We were just kind of just collaborating and doing what we thought worked. But now that I have the proper systems and strategies in place, we're going to really hit the ground running with his personal branding and really bring in more clients to his business. And that's it for today.
It's going to be 10 seconds on, 5 seconds off. What do I mean by that? Not exactly. That's fixed, right? Check up after. That's what we're really tired to do that. Seconds of... 10 seconds. Now I'm going to do 5 seconds of movement on my period off. Break on that in and out movement. Going. Okay, move. That's 5 seconds off now. I'm going to make these cues very clear. When I say go, that means you're in. Go! And move means 5 seconds off of movement. Great. Okay. Back out it. Straight punches non-stop until I tell you otherwise. Non-stop. No breathing between them. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Good. 2, 1. Last roll stick.
What a session. Quality. Some combinations, warm-ups. Conditioning. Conditioning's not fun. It's way harder than everything else.
Take them off and pull them down just a little bit. Get the kiss and the touch and a little bit. Get the lick in it, you know, a little bit.
You little bitch. We got 2 seconds left now. What the fuck is that? Okay, guys. Hold on, let's finish here.
Notice you, noticing me. From across the room, I can hear it.
I don't know. Walter, that's the pole.
Last couple of days have just been same cycle. Get up, start the coffee machine, make the bed, read some scripture, sit on the chair, and get to work. It's been like that for a while. I think especially this year, we're 6 days in already. I'm feeling a lot better about my schedule and everything. I just got to make sure that I keep the momentum up and not let it slip down, because I do have quite a lot of goals that I want to hit this year, and I want to make sure I hit them. And it's going to be like that for a little bit, especially in the beginning of this year. But I really want to make this year the year of travel and experiences. But with that comes sprints of sprinting, easing up, sprinting, easing up, sprinting, easing up. But I really want to make sure the sprints are hard sprints and not soft sprints. It's part of the process, right? I mean, you're not always gonna be traveling around everywhere and doing cool things every day. It's building the business is often just sitting and working and sitting and working the next day, the next day, the next day. And of course, you're gonna I want to reap the rewards, but that'll come later. But I'm glad for the process to be like this, and I just gotta enjoy it while I can. That's been the schedule the last little bit, and we just gotta keep going and keep nailing on it. Yeah, I'm really just trying to, like I said, I was talking about before, just finishing up all this stuff, and so I could get going with getting some new clients, traveling to new places. So, anyways, I'm gonna probably do some pull-ups and push-ups while I wait for this to be done, and then get back to it, and then do it over and over again until I go to sleep tonight. That's fine. That's how it is.
It didn't register, you're good. White guidings. They hit this, the 4-iron, 400 yard. Right there. Fire. Yo, fucking someone farted. How do I move the camera? Someone farted. Hold on.
You'll get the ball in it at least.
Someone else record. Wait, hold on, this is the shot. Ready? Watch the shoot. Watch the shoot. Artistic as fuck.
Okay, so as you can see, there is the camera. I have the light to my left. There's my monitor, and got a little lamp there. Got a little bookshelf over there, kind of fitting. And as you can see over here, we have a little bit of space to put the light as well as the camera. So this is the permanent setup for the time being. So yeah, change the setup. I feel like in the midst of editing sometimes, or when I have an idea that I want to talk about, for the most part, having it here, it gives me the opportunity to just film what's on my mind and film as soon as possible, so I don't let the idea slip. So that's particularly why I created the setup, is so I can just turn the camera on and shoot, turn the light on and shoot. So I don't have to second guess it, I don't have to think, and I can also just do all my talking heads here from now on. I feel like, especially going into this year, I've been doing things in a way where I can save the most time as possible, because I feel like I spent a lot of time last year doing little tasks that I probably didn't need to do. This just limits the amount of decisions that I have to make day by day, so I can really just focus on my work. It's the same thing, same idea as wearing the same clothes every day, but even just laying out my clothes the day before and almost pretty much wearing the same thing every day for the most part, at least half the week, it allows me to just focus on what I need to focus on, which is my work. Since I've been home, we've just been locked in here, and my workspace is now out here when it used to be in that room, as you saw some footage before, right beside Gabby's desk. But we found that, anyways, we found an optimal setup pretty much. So this really allows us to maximize our time. This first week of January has been very productive in terms of getting everything done, any overflow tasks that I had from December done out of the way this week, and setting us up for a very progressive January and February going forward, and progressive month, and going forward with getting new clients. So that's been really progressive. But this also allows me to actually, hit one of my goals, which is to get to really grow my personal brand and hit, like, I set an ambitious goal of 10,000 followers by the end of the year, which I have 1,000 right now, so it's only 9,000 more, And I think with obviously the strategies that I have now, with knowing what works on social media and specifically Instagram and YouTube, since, you know, I obviously spend a good amount of money learning that, and I also have started to do it for other clients. I you know, obviously doing it for myself, like I talked about earlier, is a big goal of mine. So this allows me to do that as well. I just find it's something that's important to me to document and to share everything. I think another thing I wanted to touch on before I kind of wrap up this segment of the video is I wanted to share a failure. I flew to a client shoot. On my way back, I dumped everything on the hard drive, of course, but I think while we were on the plane, something happened to my hard drive, and I don't remember specifically what it was, but essentially I get back and I check the footage because I was gonna send it to our editor, and all of the raw footage was corrupted on that drive. And I was like freaking out. I was trying to figure out what happened and then like how to fix it, how to recover this footage, and then like how to fix, like, it was a costly mistake is what I'm trying to say. Luckily I was able to recover like maybe 50% of the footage because it was still on the cards. That was a costly mistake because now I have to fly back to the client next week, and the tickets were about $700, and for me to try to fix the hard drives was another $200. This is a $1,000 mistake that I now have to pay for out of my own pocket. Our agency is doing great, don't get me wrong, but $1,000 is still $1,000, and I guess that's relative depending on who you are. But for me at this period in time, that's quite a costly mistake. $1,000 is a lot. A hard drive getting corrupted sucks, but I could have prevented the mistake. And how I could have prevented the mistake was maybe getting another hard drive and backing it up, double backing it, or as soon as I dumped the footage on the hard drive, backing it up to the web. You know, especially for one of this other project that I shot back in October, this was like, you know, like a good terabyte, 2 terabytes of footage. But it was a costly mistake, and I obviously gotta pay the consequence of that. You know, dealing with relation with the clients, like, yeah, like they understand that it was a mistake and it was unintentional, but it was still a mistake. I still could have double backed it up. I still could have had 2 hard drives. This is something that I now need to start to prioritize to make sure this mistake never happens again. So I just wanted to share that failure with you because this is, you know, obviously a part of this business, and there's going to be even a different types of problems that I have dealt with, like in terms of just, you know, client relation and not delivering on promise and stuff like that. Like, these are all things of this I'm working through and I'm learning about. And, you know, only being a year in it, taking a little bit of hits, and sometimes you just got to take the hit. The biggest thing I think that from this mistake and from these mistakes is just learning from it and making sure it never happens again, right? That's how I become a professional. It's doing the simple things right. Just got to get back up and keep going. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, anyways, that wraps up today. Today was, again, kind of the same day. Just woke up, went to the coffee shop at least this time, got some work done for the agency. Got tomorrow and Saturday, finish up everything that needs to be finished up from last month, so I can go forward next week and really work on the business and write a crap ton of SOPs for the business. A lot of working on the business next week, so we can just hit the ground running the third last week of January, and get some new clients. So yeah, that's all.